We continue our breaking news coverage at 5 on the firing of SEMO's police chief following the filing of criminal charges against him. The university also announced it stripped Dr. Rich Flotron of his badge, although he does still hold a valid peace officer license in Missouri, that according to a state spokesman. Flotron faces 4 criminal charges, 2 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. They relate to his alleged actions during last December's peace officer licensing exam at the SEMO Academy. In counts 1 and 2, Flotron's accused of committing forgery by submitting exams on behalf of certain cadets. In counts 3 and 4, he is charged with unauthorized use of the post-exam for allegedly altering the answers for cadets. In a news release regarding the case, Cape County Prosecutor Mark Welker said the integrity of the certification process for officers is fundamental to maintaining public trust in law enforcement. Now, we've not heard anything from Dr. Flotron since we first started reporting on this story back in January. But court documents shed some light on what he told investigators. According to the probable cause statement, Flotron said he did not recall submitting tests for cadets, but then remembered he probably submitted 1 test for a single cadet. The investigator asked Flotron if he gave any cadets answers or manually changed any answers. He said he did not. But the documents show Flotron could not give a good answer as to why cadets were with him for an extended amount of time and why he had control of their laptops. The university released a statement earlier this afternoon announcing Dr. Flotron had been fired and his commission revoked. University President Dr. Brad Hodson expressed their continued disappointment at the actions taken by some individuals during that exam. Hodson says, quote, "Their actions do not represent the high standards SEMO holds all faculty, staff, and students to, nor does it represent how seriously we take our role in educating the next generation of law enforcement professionals." Now look for more coverage on the Flotron charges and firing at 6, including reaction from the attorney representing one of the cadets directly involved in the investigation.